Hey everyone, John Henry here from School of Trade. Today we're going to be taking a look at a short trade off of a fake out of the highs here on the range on gold. Now gold all morning has been rising higher. We've been seeing bullishness all morning, and it's somewhat set up in a way that you would see a spike in ledge, right? You get that spike higher, kind of ledges out a little bit, and then cracks right back down again. And that's kind of what we're looking for, except the big difference here is the buyers tried to smack it through the highs, and now we're seeing some inclination from the bears to want to take this right back down again. So we're looking short here, 1118.6. The stop is going to go above the high here. So we'll place our stop up there. 3 contracts. Final target is going to come off down here, right back to the range lows, right? We're not expecting a huge runner. We're not expecting this to go all the way back down to the low a day. It's a range, right? Sell the highs of the range, buy the lows of the range. Repeat, right? That's kind of what we're looking for right now. So we are selling at 1118.6. Our stop right now is at 21.4, but we will look to lock this in the closer we get to a move a little bit, as we get closer to that 15.1 area. We want to make sure to lock our stop in because it is a range day. Sometimes it will come close to the range lows and then it will fail to really get that continuation and whip right back up to the upside. So we want to make sure to lock in when we can, but we can't really do that until we start getting closer. Once we start digging into 1116s, 1115 and a half, somewhere down there, then we can start to look, to get a little bit extra out of it and get our stop in closer. But for right now, it's pretty much just leave it as is. We've got our target coming off at 1115.1, all in, all out, nothing fancy here. 35 ticks if we can get them all filled. So looking for 35 ticks on all of them. That's 3 contracts. It's 105 ticks on the trade if we can get them all. So that's 1,050 on the trade if we can get that ride back to the downside that we're looking for. Now we had an initial, as soon as this triggered low where our entry is, we saw an initial reaction of, well, about 10, 15 ticks or so to the downside from 1118.6. So we are seeing the bears really trying to control this high here. It's just a matter of giving them time to see if they want to push all the way back down and get that 15.1. So give it a little bit of time here. It may take some time, right? We're just after the open at 8:35, going on 8:35 or so. Again, it's still relatively early, but we'll give it enough time. Give it all the time it needs, that's for sure. Stop is right in a logical place. Target's in a logical place. Now it's just a matter of if it wants to run. So we'll give it a little bit, and we'll see if we can get the target filled. All right, doing a quick little update here. We're going to add one more contract if it triggers in underneath here. 1117.3 is going to be the extra entry. And that's primarily just because we're seeing the sellers still maintain this area, still taking everything off at 15.1, but that just looks too good to not want to add a little bit to it. So 1117.3 is the entry of that last one. That's going to give us 22 more ticks. So 105 from earlier plus 22 more, it's 127. Again, the main thing that we're seeing here is the sellers are still continuing to dominate this area. Whenever the buyers try to get it back up to those highs, they get immediately slapped back down. And that control is exactly what we're looking for to see this thing ride back down to the range lows. So we'll add one more to it. Don't want to get too heavy on it, but in terms of the stop versus the target area, we're right in line with it regardless, even adding one extra one down here at 17.3. And again, if it pushes back down, it adds another $220 to our pocket, but it does increase our risk, obviously. If you don't have the size account to do this, don't add to it. But it looks way too good to not want to add. So 1117.3 is that secondary entry that we had back here. And again, if that one gets filled back with the other ones, we got 22 ticks now in that final portion there. Still looking really, really good. We're seeing the sellers really try to keep this low. The obvious emphasis is bullish, right? We've been up all morning. But the one big thing that's really standing out here is just simply the fact that every time they try to get back to these highs, they get whacked right back down again. So I just wanted to do a quick update there. It was looking really, really nice for an extra sell here. We'll see if we can get that finalized push down. We'll get that 15.1. We'll lock it all up there, and we'll see if we can get that target filled. All right, we're all the way back down to the lows of the candle again, and one big thing that's really standing out, they couldn't even make a wick on the candle's high, right? 1117.6 is uncontested in that sense. So because of that, we were talking about when we get into this area around 15 to 16 in this area, want to start locking in some profit there. And plus they're coming really close, right? 1115.3, our target's at 15.1. I don't want to give anything back on this position, so that candle's high is 17.6. If it comes all the way back up, honestly, I really don't want to give anything back at that point. So we'll look to lock in at 1117.8 just because we've come so close. We came one tick away from our target as well. Let's see if they can get that final push down again. There's only about a minute left here, but we're seeing those bears really hammer this thing. There we go, and there we go. We got all of them filled. That's exactly what we were looking for, right? It just took its sweet time. We've been seeing that kind of all morning in the sense that it's been really, really whippy, and you just got to be a little bit careful. So 1115.1, we got our target filled, and again, we did add one extra one on there, so it gives us a total of 127 ticks on the trade overall. It definitely took some time, right? We took that short at around 8:30. It really didn't get down to it until, going on 9:15 now. So it's not the fastest trade in the world. It's gold, and it's relatively early, right? So that's kind of to be expected. But overall, beautiful move down, beautiful subsequent add-on position right here with another gorgeous candle to hop back in, and that gave us a move all the way back down, 127 ticks, 1,270 on the trade. If you have any questions about it, feel free to send an email to School of Trade. Don't forget to check out our trial at schooloftrade.com, and as always, we'll catch you next time.